My name is Matt Beausoleil, and although I'm not a classically trained chef, my passion for cooking and refined palate have earned me great respect in the culinary industry. Join me and many amazing people who call the Outaouais their home as we prep, cook, and bake at the beautiful Alpina Lodge located at the renowned Le Nordique Spa in Chelsea, Quebec. From community members to chefs, we will highlight the cultural diversity and incredible food scene that the Outaouais has to offer. I myself chose to call the Outaouais home, and it is because of the wonderful people that you will meet that we can truly enjoy our region. This is Cooking Adventures Outaouais. Hello and welcome to our kitchen. I'm very excited to share another recipe with you that will truly highlight the Outaouais' culinary and cultural diversity. Today's guest is a graduate of the University of Ottawa's nutrition degree. She's the owner of Nutriva, a food service specializing in healthy meals, desserts, and snacks. Please join me in welcoming Véronique Dion-Cyr.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. You know, Véronique, you clearly have a passion for healthy food, studying in nutrition. Where does Nutriva and how did that come to be?
Well, I would say that it was when I was studying. Mm-hmm. So when I was studying, I was myself, I was having a hard time to eat healthy while studying. I was having a busy schedule, and then I realized that I wanted to grab something and go, and it was always fast food. Right. So then it was like, let's come out with something like healthy, grab and go, ready to eat kind of style. And even when I was doing my internship, I saw that with hospital patients. Right. So here we go. I started Nutriva in 2019, and then here I am.
Cool. So, I mean, you know, we talk about nutrition and buying healthy food and buying good stuff. How do you come up with a dish and think, okay, this is nutritious? Or how do you take a recipe and say, how do I make this nutritious?
Yeah, good question. So actually what we do is we create something based on a taste. First of all, we make something is really good in the mouth, and then we tweak it. Just a bit. Yeah, okay. So then we find out switch if you have something like an ingredient which is white grain, let's switch it to brown grain.
Rice,
so more
brown rice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you have more fiber. We try to let's find out where's the protein are. Is it a good quality of protein? Is it a whole protein? Something like that. And then we do provide also our nutritional value. So then every time we do a recipe, we try to have a good quality of nutrition value. Right. So then if we see, we have too much of fat and too much of salt, then we tweak a little bit. For example, coconut milk, every time we add it, we find out that it's maybe too fatty. So then we put a little bit less, we put another ingredient, then we tweak it a little bit.
I think it's interesting. It's a really good concept that you would start with something that you know or like, and then see how you can tweak it with healthier components, right? Yeah. Because if you like a specific dish and it's not that healthy, you can make it more nutritious just by analyzing the different parts of the dish. So tell us your story about how you actually ended up in the Outaouais, because you're not from here.
No, I'm not from here. No, I'm from the Quebec region. I'm from Cowansville, Sutton, Iroquois.
Where's that?
It's close to United States.
Okay, south of Montreal?
South of Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I applied to Ottawa University in nutrition because that was my goal, and then got accepted, moved here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, if you had to pick some things, one thing, your top highlights of what you like about the Outaouais region.
Parc de la Gatineau.
Parc de la Gatineau,
For sure.
Yeah. The Gatineau Park is obviously a very big favorite of most of us, right? Having access to trails and walking paths is something that's very unique to the region, and it's just so readily available, right? All right, well, let's start looking at what we're gonna make today.
So today we're gonna make ravioli. So it's vegan ravioli.
Okay.
It's with coffee ricotta inside with spinach.
Coffee ricotta?
Yes.
Wow. But the ricotta is not really ricotta.
No.
Because it's vegan.
Exactly. So it's tofu based.
Wow.
Plant-based ricotta.
All right, so we'll go to there after. Let's look at the ingredients. So first we're gonna make the pasta.
Yeah, first
Okay.
step, we're gonna make the pasta dough.
All right.
So you're gonna need flour,
Right.
semolina flour, water, dash of salt, and olive oil. That's
All right.
it.
So just regular all-purpose flour.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so first we're gonna start with 150 grams of flour.
Okay.
Go. And then, all right, same amount of semolina flour.
All right, semolina flour.
Yeah. Exactly. Then have a dash of salt. Whoop.
A dash of salt.
Yes. Here we go. And then mix.
All right.
Just make sure it's really, really mixed.
Oh, mixing everywhere.
Okay, so then just want to make like a little hole in the middle.
Your mixing is way better than mine.
Yeah, I know. I made that like so many times. Well, it's actually one of our most famous recipe in Nutriva. So I made that.
Well, it's a pleasure that you're sharing that with all of us. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah. We had so many good comments on that.
I'm really excited. Honestly, espresso in anything to me is a win.
You like it?
I like caffeine.
Oh,
All right.
there we go.
Okay, so we've got our little well in the middle.
Yeah. So then gonna take same amount. So it's 150 grams of water, cold water. Okay. And then your olive oil, gonna do 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons.
Yes.
So 150 grams of flour, 150 grams of semolina flour, 150 grams of cold water,
Yep.
dash of salt, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil.
Yes,
All right.
100%. Gonna mix
Perfect.
it.
So no eggs
Great.
because we're making vegan.
Yeah, vegan. So gonna mix it the middle. So start with the middle. Just make sure that the oil is really like mixing with the water. Yeah, and then start to. It's actually it's my favorite recipe.
Emulsify the
to
oil
make.
right in the water.
Yeah.
So it's you can make pastas without eggs.
Oh,
We
totally.
often think.
Totally. Yeah.
Often the thought is that you can't, but it's definitely possible to
Yeah,
make
it's
pasta
possible.
without
Yeah,
eggs.
yeah.
And we're gonna do that today.
Yeah. You're gonna see how it's possible.
Pastable.
It's how it's possible.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Hey.
So nice.
All right, we'll mix
Yep.
this up
So then
good.
you start to be like more, yeah,
Crumbly, right?
on. Yeah, exactly.
Crumbly consistency.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit more, and then just make sure that you take everything out. Use fork. Just fork is just like the best utensil for that, you know.
Perfect.
Then it's gonna start to make like a dough.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Here you go. Perfect.
Okay. All right. I like perfection. Doesn't happen
Have
often.
perfection. All right. So then you just start to like mix it like that with your hands. Not too much. Just you don't want to like
That's right.
overdoing it, you know.
Yeah.
But just make sure that all the flour and the water is like really mixed together.
Perfect.
Oh, nice. Stefan, it's like my favorite thing to do, pasta.
It's actually quite calming, right?
So
It's like those things that they used to sell for stress balls. Why not just make pasta?
Same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Plus, you get
know?
to eat carbs after. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so right now we can see that our dough is really like it's firm,
Yeah.
it's nice. Okay, now,
It really came together nice.
yes,
Yeah.
put it in the fridge. So
Perfect.
before, I put it, just wrap it.
In some.
Just make sure that because if you
Plastic
don't wrap
wrap.
it, it's gonna be too dry.
That's
so you
right.
don't want it to be dry. It has like, and even if you take it for like 5 minutes outside the fridge
That's
without
right.
wrapping, you'll see it's gonna be too dry.
Right. So
just make sure
the
that there's
plastic
no
wrap
hair.
will maintain the moisture, all while chilling the dough.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, in the fridge.
Here. Thanks.
Go. For at least 30 minutes, okay?
All right. Let's move on to the ravioli filling. All right, the pasta dough's in the fridge. Now we're moving on to our filling. which is the exciting part that has espresso.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about that.
You're exciting about the espresso,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So, I mean, let's talk about today's ingredients for the filling.
Yes. So the ricotta base is based on tofu because it's plant-based,
vegan
right?
ricotta
Vegan
base.
ricotta
So
base.
what does that mean?
So it's made with extra firm tofu. Okay. So we have a whole protein, right? So it's your protein part of the dish.
Right.
It's a good quality of protein. It's not that much fat in it, not that much sodium, so it's really good. And we're kind of concerned about that. So as a vegan, business, we really want to make sure that we don't have a big impact on the environment and health concern, all of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I myself, I love meat and I love my steak, but I love tofu and I eat it a lot. And it's sustainable, right? And it's great for our environment. So we have different types of tofu. We're going to use extra firm, right?
Yeah.
So there's different levels. There's silken, soft, medium, firm, extra firm.
Yeah.
But for cooking, we generally will use extra firm, right?
Yeah, well, it really depends what you want to do. Like here, we want something firm. You want something that, we will put it in the fridge before, but we want something that it will be firm, like the firm
It'll hold
it will
itself,
hold. Yeah, exactly. So if you want to do I don't know, pastry or a mousse or something like that.
Right. You can use your silken.
Silken, yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
But now it's extra firm today.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Next
step, we have frozen spinach.
Right. And why do we use frozen? We always think, we should always use fresh. But I mean, to make that much spinach fresh, we'd have to have a counter full of spinach.
Exactly.
But I mean, the value of having frozen versus non-frozen, what is the difference? Is there really any?
It's not that much difference. Yeah, I know we have this kind of thinking, frozen things are not as good, but
it's a preconceived notion for most things, right?
I know, right? But look at that. You have it's 150 grams of frozen spinach, and
that seems to be the going weight for all of the stuff we're doing today. 150 grams.
I know, right? Why? I don't know.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah. So we have 150 grams of frozen, and but we don't lose any of the nutrition of the spinach.
Well, maybe a tiny bit, but it's not that much.
Okay. So a negligible amount, but what it does is it allows us to keep it and preserve it for a long time, right? We don't have to worry about the spinach wilting in the fridge.
Exactly.
So
compared to that, you'll need a whole massive bunch of fresh spinach to do that.
Exactly. So the spinach, how do you get it from frozen to non-frozen state?
Well, you can put it in the microwave with water and then just take a cheesecloth, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then just just put out the water, or you can put it in the pot and
just
boil
strain
it.
out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Next.
And next, you have onion and 100 gram, not 150.
100. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit different. See.
Perfect. Got to change it up a little.
Yeah. 2 cloves of garlic.
Awesome.
So then we have 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast.
Okay.
So this is gonna bring you this cheesy taste of the ricotta.
Right. Very popular in vegan cuisine.
Exactly.
All right.
And then we have 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
Okay.
And your favorite part, are you excited? 3 teaspoons of espresso.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's powder espresso.
Powdered espresso.
Yeah,
okay.
and the trick here is you need to find a good quality of espresso. Because if you take the cheapest one, you'll see a major difference.
Yeah, and the flavor and stuff.
Yeah, major difference.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of miso.
Miso, fermented soybeans.
Exactly.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, and a dash of salt.
All right. Well, let's start preparing.
Exactly. So it's gonna start with tofu. Gonna press the tofu. All right. So we have our pressed tofu right now.
Yep.
Our spinach is ready. Now garlic and onion.
Perfect. All right.
So I'll ask you to cut 2 cloves of garlic.
2 cloves of garlic.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly. Then I'll cut the onion at the same time.
All right. So, when we say vegan and vegan food, the whole aspect of being vegan, I know it's something that Nutriva really believes in. And what does it really entail? What does being a vegan mean?
Well, we have different reasons to be vegan, right? We strongly believe that we have a better impact to not buy meat and fruit that it comes from meat.
Okay.
It comes from animal, I mean. So by being vegan, I mean all our recipes are vegan, and we also can add extra chicken or shrimp, for example.
So you can add a non-vegan protein to the recipe, which is always that's a cool option. I think that's one of the...
Yeah, because you know, sometimes you cannot, but you cannot know that the recipe really is vegan. Like,
right, because the recipe's not designed to taste like it's vegan, right?
Yeah.
Lots of times people will think, oh, well, it's a vegetarian dish, it must just be vegetables, right? And that's not the case. There are proteins like tofu and whatnot that we can substitute in a regular recipe that we would see online or in a cookbook.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool that Nutriva offers the option, because sometimes, you know, in a couple, in a family, some people might be vegan and some may not, so they can choose to add the chicken.
Exactly.
Option. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're good to go. Is this okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Let's add these items to the processor. Or are we gonna?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna put all the ingredients in the food processor.
Okay.
For a while, so that we have the onions here. Oop. Then spinach.
Here you
the
go.
Garlic. The nutritional yeast.
Perfect.
Lemon juice.
So now we're actually we're making the ricotta filling, right? All
Exactly.
together.
All together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then once we're done this, we're gonna actually be able to roll our pasta.
Yeah.
And we'll actually make the ravioli with this filling.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So it's gonna make like it won't be that firm, but just enough to, like, we're gonna put a few minutes in the fridge.
Right.
Just to be like a little bit more firm. And that's it. So a dash of salt.
Perfect.
And then
Couple dashes, a little couple dashes.
Yeah, a couple
All right.
dashes.
And then the tofu.
And the tofu.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna cut that into chunks.
Yeah. So chunk doesn't matter how big it is. So you see now we see that it doesn't, like, when you cut it, you don't see like all the liquids.
Pouring out. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you know that our tofu is dry enough.
Perfect.
Okay. All
Ready to
ingredients
make
are
our
in.
filling. Our vegan ricotta spinach espresso filling.
Look
All right,
at that.
let's blitz it.
Yes.
All right, our dough is now chilled.
Yes.
We're gonna open that up.
Yeah, so it's been like 30 minutes, like, minimum. You can put it more, it doesn't matter. More, it's always like, oh, you can see? Look at that.
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing.
All right.
So no cutting board is just perfect. If you can work on the surface, it's just perfect. Some flour before it gets sticky. All right. And then just play with it a little. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it in half. I like, because now we're using like this small
Pasta roller.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it doesn't need to be that more than that large. So we're gonna cut it like, let's say like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut it in two.
Yeah, in two.
2 tall pieces. Okay.
Yeah, because we are gonna have one from the bottom and one for the top of the
right.
ravioli.
That's right.
Makes
The
sense.
2 pieces come together to make the pocket. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so just gonna take this here, just roll it a little bit, just to make sure, because if it's too thick, it won't gonna work.
That's
so
right.
you need to be like at least a bit thinner than that.
And then once we've got it to the right thinness, we'll work it through the roller.
Exactly, yeah. It's gonna work just perfectly. See how it's like, it's perfect right now.
Right.
You can see, like, you know, you don't need egg at that point. It just sticks so good together.
That's perfect. All right, cool.
So then, so the number here, it's 7. It's like the thicker number we have. So we're just gonna start with that.
So the bigger the number, the thicker the roll.
Exactly. Yeah, so just gonna start with 7, and we want to go to 6.
We want to go to a 6?
You want to go to a 6. So it's different depending on the machine you have, right?
That's right.
So for that one, it will be like first 7, and the second one will be 6.
Perfect.
Like, look at that, it's perfect.
Yeah, so I think the importance here is that if your dough is really thick, you're gonna start on the biggest setting and work it down.
Exactly.
So we rolled it before, so we had to do less rolls through the machine, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
Saves some time. But
Yeah.
as you work your way through the numbers, you don't want to just jump from like a 10 to a 2 because you'll end up causing lots of damage to the pasta itself.
Exactly.
So we got our cookie cutter.
Yeah. So because I like bigger ravioli, so I took a bigger one.
Yeah, that's good.
And then just to make sure that you want to know you want to know where you're gonna put your filling. So just gonna make, see what I'm doing right now? Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm pushing too hard.
Don't. Okay.
I'll try not to.
Here we go.
Is this okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm on a
Yeah,
roll.
you just want to have an idea that where are you gonna put your filling. Yeah,
Because then we're gonna put our
perfect.
next layer on top.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Alright.
Yeah, so just doing it at the first one. So, and just a tip like this, you take the one that is smaller to do that. You know why?
The bottom one?
Yeah, the bottom one.
I don't know why.
Because otherwise you'll put like this smaller one on top and then you'll have like some extras.
Right.
You know,
That'd have been
experience.
good to know.
Okay. So right now, just gonna take you have one right here.
All right. Mine's a little bigger, so I won't fill it completely.
Yeah, no, a little bit less.
Yeah, that's important.
Here you go. So just
Alright.
put it in the middle. See? Perfect. So now you just have to go like slower.
In
okay?
the middle? We're gonna
Yeah,
try
in the
and
middle.
set
Start in the middle because you need spaces between all those.
I think I made that
mixes.
mistake that you said.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
did.
we're gonna see. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't matter. You have some extra without the top. It's okay.
All right. Let's.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna slowly drape this on
Yeah.
as centered as we can, I guess.
Exactly. See? Okay. Okay. How's yours?
I'm definitely could be better.
Well,
Let's
it's
see, I'm
kinda
getting
good.
close.
That's kind of good.
I'm getting close, yeah.
Because the thing is, like right now, when you put like spaces in between, you know you have enough space. See? You have enough space. You're good. Okay. So now, just gonna.
Just made it.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
It's like
Look
a little
at that.
fold over here.
Wow,
All right.
you're
all right.
born to make it pasta. Okay, so then just like squeeze a little like that, so it'll be easier. Choo, 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 choo.
All right.
Okay. You just like press it a bit.
Oh, also on the okay.
Yeah.
Also the filling.
Yeah. Just like that. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And then just like what you were doing before, make sure that the layer on the bottom is like really stick to the one on the top. All right, so right now we see that our sheet of the pasta is really sticking
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
sheet of the top.
Right.
Right? So now we're gonna take our cookie cutter
Yep.
and make sure right before, put it in the flour, just a bit.
Good
Just make
tip,
sure that
so it
it won't
doesn't
be like
stick.
sticky. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So then just gonna press and make rounds like
All the
this.
way
See?
through. And there's
There
your
you go.
ravioli.
Yeah, it's your perfect ravioli. Okay, so right now we have to put it in the freezer, okay?
Okay,
It has
yep.
to freeze for a minimum of 1 hour.
Okay, perfect. And that's
So-
gonna hold it together when we put it in the boiling water, so it stays nice and shapely.
Exactly.
All right.
So we're gonna put it on a cooking tray, like that, and put it in the freezer.
All right. Perfect.
Here you go.
Perfect.
Like that.
Now we're ready to we're gonna boil them.
Yeah.
When they float to the top, they're ready to go into the pan, right?
Exactly.
We're gonna brown them in the pan. Are we gonna put anything in the pan? Oil or?
Yeah, a little bit of olive oil. That's it.
That's it. We'll
Yeah.
finish them in the pan and then we'll go plating.
Yeah.
All right, so the raviolis are ready. We've browned them in a pan.
Yep.
So at home, you can use your favorite sauce, make your sauce. You can purchase a store-bought sauce, whatever you prefer. We're using your house rosé sauce. Is that right?
Exactly.
So this is a sauce that you can get through Nutriva. All right, so let's plate this.
Sure. So we put those raviolis are kind of big, so we put like 3 for each plate,
Okay. Nice.
and wonderful.
See that nice brown color
Yeah,
on there?
here we go. So you don't need really to pan those ravioli, but it just gives you like this little crispy.
Right. It adds a texture, right? It
Texture,
ultimately
yeah.
adds a texture.
Exactly.
All right, look at that. So now
Oh,
we're gonna
wow.
finish it.
Yeah, with some roasted almond. Look at that. Yeah. Just give you a little bit more crunchy.
Nice.
And it's kale chips.
How do you make kale chips?
Well, it's pretty simple. You just put like olive oil and sea salt in the oven for like 15 minutes.
So you just put oil and sea salt on the kale.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And there you have it. So this is the, tell me what it is again. I'd like to hear it again.
Yeah, sure. So it's vegan ravioli.
Right.
With coffee, ricotta, and spinach filling.
Right. And it's ricotta made by tofu.
With soyari.
Soyari tofu.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, let's give this a try here. Nice crispy texture from the browning. It smells delicious.
It smells good, right?
Mmm. It's absolutely incredible. It tastes like I'm eating ricotta cheese.
Oh, amazing.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
The espresso, it's there. It doesn't punch in the face, but it's there.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice flavor. The pasta dough is perfect. Nice texture. You know, fresh pasta is always amazing.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good texture. The kale chips, I really like that. The almonds were a great addition. Just a fantastic dish all around. It's great. It's vegan. It's healthy. We're using soyari, local tofu. I mean, what could be better? Véronique, it's been an absolute pleasure for you to join me in the kitchen today. We've done this before, but not on TV, so it's nice to do it on TV.
For sure.
And it's been a pleasure to hear a bit more about your journey, your education, your nutritional background, and how we can actually make every dish we want to make nutritious by analyzing the parts of the dish.
Amazing.
So thank you very much, and looking forward to our next cook along.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt.
Once again, a very special thanks to Véronique Dion-Cyr for sharing this amazing Nutriva recipe, Espresso Ricotta and Spinach Ravioli. Don't forget that this amazing recipe, as well as all of the recipes featured in this program, will be made available in the Cooking Adventures Outaouais cookbook, brought to you by the Regional Association of West Quebecers. On that, be happy, be healthy, and eat well. Ciao for now.